Manufacturing activity continues to gain ground on the back of improving domestic demand. The index of industrial production, that is IIP, growth accelerated in May this year. Real GDP growth for 2024-25, that is for the current year, is projected at 7.2%, with Q1 at 7.1%, Q2 at 7.2%, Q3 at 7.3%, and Q4 at 7.2%. Food inflation, which has a weight of around 46% in the CPI basket, contributed to more than 75% of headline inflation in May and June. Vegetable prices increased sharply and contributed to about 35% to inflation in June. The high food price momentum is likely to have continued in the month of July also. Large favorable base effects, as I said earlier, may however push headline inflation downwards in July. CPI inflation for the current financial year, that is 2024-25, is projected at 4.5%, with Q2 at 4.4%, Q3 at 4.7%, and Q4 at 4.3%. India's foreign exchange reserves reached a historical high of $675 billion as of August 2nd, 2024. Overall, India's external sector remains resilient, that is creation of a public repository of digital lending apps. The Reserve Bank has taken several measures for the orderly development of the digital lending ecosystem in India. As a further measure in this direction and to address the problems arising from unauthorized digital lending apps, the Reserve Bank proposes to create a public repository of digital lending apps deployed by the regulated entities. The regulated entities of RBI will report and update information about their digital lending apps, that is about the digital lending apps whose services they are availing in this repository. This measure will help the consumers to identify the unauthorized lending apps. Currently, the transaction limit for UPI is rupees 1 lakh, except for certain category of payments which have higher transaction limit. It has now been decided to enhance the limit for tax payments through UPI from rupees 1 lakh to rupees 5 lakh per transaction. This will further ease payments by consumers through the UPI. The Monetary Policy Committee met on 6th, 7th and 8th August. After a detailed assessment of the evolving macroeconomic and financial conditions and the overall outlook, it decided by a majority of 4:2 members to keep the policy repo rate unchanged at 6.5%.